Hello everyone, so 2022 was a much bigger year for my bag collection than I originally thought. So today we're gonna dive in and look at some of what I bought because, disclaimer, there's a lot. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome. If you're new to my channel, my name is Caleb and on here you're going to find a lot of things like luxury shopping, reveals, reviews, unboxings, luxury travel, daily vlogs, pretty much anything that has to do with life and style. You're gonna find right here on this channel. So you know the drill. Before we go any further, hit the subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, find me over on Instagram, caleb.snell.designer, and say something down in the comments. Like, let me know, like, were any of these bags that you might be inspired to add to your collection, or did I buy a little too much? Because trust me, that is gonna be the overwhelming consensus for 2022. And what are we discussing today? We are looking at what I bought this year so far bag-wise, because if we did bags and SLGs, like a 5-hour mini flick, like move over Gone with the Wind and Titanic, like Caleb's 2022 purchases are coming through. Like, we're not here for that. So what we are here for are streamlined edits. 2022, what all did I buy? Love that about you. I have my notes here, so stay curious. I have it broken down with like what I bought from each brand and how many. So if you're good at math, which I'm not, you can like tally it up in your head before I give you the total number. Let me know down in the comments, like what brand you think I bought the most of this year, like what design house. Was it Louis Vuitton? Was it Fendi? We know there's a lot of Fendi this year. So let me know, what did I buy the most of this year? I'll wait, go ahead and do your thing. Okay, come back up. With this year, when it comes to Givenchy and Hermes, I only bought one bag from each house. A modest year. With Telfar, I added 2 to my collection. With Burberry, 2. YSL, 2. Louis Vuitton, 2. Fendi, my favorite, 3. Balenciaga, 3. Dooney & Bourke, 3. And it low-key surprised me, and there's a reason behind this, but my number one house this year that I bought from was Coach. And yes, it's in the double digits. Coach, I bought 10. Okay, so like 99% of those don't count technically because they were all from my like thrift hauls. So I think like 6 or 7 came from thrift hauls and only like 4 or 5 were like legitimately purchased from like either the boutique, the outlet, that beautiful Bleecker tote I just shared with you guys on one of my recent weekend vlogs. Those I count as legitimate. If a bag's like under $150, it doesn't count, right? Right? Anyway, so if you were tallying along, which I hope someone was because someone needs to keep me in check, the total number of bags added to my collection for 2022, and this is with saving up for my Hermès Kelly. I thought like, oh my gosh, I did so great. I bought like 8 bags this year. Reality check, I bought 29. Whoops. Now with my collection, I returned the Coach bag, one of the small Cashins. I sold a couple of Balenciagas. I returned a YSL Cabas that looked horrible on me, even though it was a gorgeous bag, looked terrible on me. So those did leave my collection. So technically I think we're up maybe 25 for the year. This is gonna be a really long collection video come March. I always do my collection video like on my year anniversary. Maybe instead of popcorn and a drink, like make a whole 4-course meal and sit down to watch that when it comes out. I'm done giving you the facts. I have embarrassed myself enough. So today I have selected 10 bags from this year that were like the most iconic, the big deals of the year, right? Like maybe not financially big deals, but like vibes, like big vibes. We're here for vibes. So we're gonna start out in March with 2 of my most iconic bags, and you can already see it here, my Multicolor Speedy. This bag is everything from LV that I've always wanted and couldn't afford until I had adult money. This came out in 2003. Back then I would have been like, what, 8th grade? I'm so young. And I'm 34. I grew up wanting the white Multicolor. Zane always liked the black. He won't admit to it now, but he used to always like the black. You did. You did. Stop nodding your head at me. You did. You preferred the black. I preferred the white. You were always like, oh, get the black, get the black. That's why I had the Dooney & Bourke multicolor black wristlet, because you always wanted me to get the black and I always wanted to collect the white.
I still prefer the black.
You're gaslighting me now, because before, when I got this, you're like, oh, are you sure you don't want the white? I like the white better. And then you pretended to not remember that you like the black. I'm being gaslit right in front of you guys right now. Please send help. I always wanted the white, but as I grew older, I came to appreciate the black background because literally this looks like neon lights in a city at night, right? Yes, thank you.
And I was saying, are you sure you don't want to add the white to have both? There's a misunderstanding.
Well, I don't misunderstand that. You guys, I have a green light to buy a white one. December, I'm adding the white one. I'm just kidding. Probably January though, to be honest with you guys. Anyway, I got so lucky with this one. This was a fashion file find. Nearly mint condition. There's a couple like little water spots on the vachetta, but I mean, hello, it's practically flawless. This practically flawless. Love the bag. I definitely see more multicolor in my future. I also have the Marilyn in my collection, but that was my birthday purchase from last year. March also saw the addition of like one of my favorite bags that I've used like twice. Talk about cost per wear. I'm really getting my money's worth. This is the, oops, sorry, LV. This is the Coach Eagle NYC tote. I think there was like 500 made. They were very hard to get. Watch that video, the unboxing. There's a whole story there. I had to call like all the boutiques basically throughout the eastern shoreline of the United States. Finally found one. Someone was, canceled their reservation and I bought their bag. So thank you for that. Anyway, I've literally carried it twice. It's not really work appropriate when it comes to the weekends. I kind of like my smaller bags or like my really over the top bags, which I mean, this is over the top, but you know what I mean. So he doesn't get out as much as he should, but dang, that's a bag. And that's a hot man. I said what I said. I know we're kind of running through these because, I mean, even at 10 bags today, that could easily be like a 40-minute video. Everything that I'm showing you today will be linked down below. So the unboxings, if there's reviews, it'll all be down in the description below. So check those out if you have some free time this weekend. I mean, it's getting cold and it's snowy here in Chicagoland. So if you're like me, you probably have some free time this weekend. So get to watching. Now, May, we're gonna jump to May. And in May, I purchased a couple of really good bags. One of my favorites that I really, again, don't use as much as I should is the YSL Muse 2 in the green mock croc suede. You all know, well, you might not know this, but surprise, aside from blue bags with silver hardware, I love green bags with gold hardware. Those are like my two vibes. And this is my only bag that checks that green bag gold hardware check. Out of 80 bags, I have one that fits that need. I love the Muse 2. This is a great bag if you're like looking to dip your toe into the Hermes, like Kelly Birkin-esque kind of vibe without spending the money. And quite honestly, you can easily get these for like $300-$400 and in really good condition. This bag hasn't seen a comeback yet, so pick them up while you can because I have a feeling as we're moving through like the Y2K resurgences, YSL is bound for a comeback, whether it's the Mombasa, this bag, the Kaaba Chic. We're gonna see something come back from the YSL archives. You heard it here first, folks. Caleb Snell, December 9th, 2022. YSL coming back. Also in May, I bought another really cool bag, the Givenchy medium Pandora. This one is in the washed Pepe sheepskin, lambskin, whatever, and gold hardware, blue bag. The interior is like a sandy color. So with this bag, I prefer finding ones that have the lighter interiors because the way that it opens and how it's like all like in there, like if you have one, like with the darker interior, it's probably harder to find your stuff inside. So I like finding the colors with the lighter interiors, and this one checks all the boxes. I love that you can either hand hold it, crook of the elbow. It also has the shoulder strap. It's a nice thick guitar strap too. Can't really go crossbody, but I mean, it's a nice shoulder strap that doesn't really fall off. And I mean, look at this color. It looks like water. To me, it looks like rippled water, or people even say denim a lot, which yeah, 100%. I absolutely love this bag. I have a couple on my watch list. There's this really gorgeous purple one that I'm eyeing. I just cannot get enough of the Pandora. I carried it again recently. There's that fact for you. We're coming up on June. We're almost halfway through 2022. You all know that I loved Christopher Bailey's time at Burberry. Like nothing matches some of those collections, like especially 2012. Both spring, summer, autumn, winter, like both were fire and on point, vibe 100. And I got another one of the bags from that collection. So this is the Burberry Poursome Hound Clutch from the autumn winter 2012 runway collection. I also have the Fox with the quilted Napa lambskin with the big pocket on the front. I absolutely love these bags. And quite honestly, Burberry Poursome from that era, like the quality is unmatched. Like the materials used, the execution, the hardware, like, I mean, this is truly a very nice bag. And the great thing is only like diehard fans are really like after collecting these. So I really don't have a whole lot of competition. That doesn't mean get started. Like don't start looking for these because after I get all the clutches, then I have to get the barrel bag and then the orchard bag. And it's a whole thing, you guys. So I don't need any competition. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Like if you want one, get one. Preferably one that I already have, but I'm just saying this whole Burberry era was iconic. I mean, even that spring summer, he had the Blaze bag and like the clear PVC and the bright jewel tone colors. I want one of those too. I probably couldn't pull it off. And 10 years later, PVC clear plastic probably looks terrible, but I still want one in my closet because they are such a vibe. Okay, so in July, we're finally getting up to some Fendis, you guys. I know you've been waiting. So you've seen it all time and time again, but if you're new here, I'd like to introduce you to my favorite Fendi Peekaboo. This is the large Selleria with the beaded interior. Absolutely gorgeous bag. I'm actually carrying it this week. That's why it's so heavy. Also, while I have it out, I mean, you probably are really curious. Look at how perfect the Louis Vuitton Suhali wallet goes with this. Like, is that not a vibe? I'm gonna try carrying my blue made-to-order Fendi Peekaboo probably next week with the same wallet. I think that'll look really good. Fendi Peekaboos have a special place in my heart. After all, you know I have 4. All larges too, by the way. I really need to get like a mini in my collection so I can actually carry one. It actually weighs a ton. Believe it or not, this is that thick Romano calfskin and then all of these individual beads and embroidery work. Like, this bag is a tank. And I love that it's like a beautiful light neutral color. I really don't have anything else in my collection this color. Yeah, that feels true. We'll stick with that. We'll find out when I do my collection video here in March. Also in July, we saw another edition of the Fendi.com. Now, if you guys were here for all of the drama that surrounded this bag, thank you for sticking with me. I still have it. Still don't have the matching strap, but if you want to catch up on that, like I said, links will all be down below. This Fendi.com, I carried it earlier this week actually, and it is one of my favorite bags. It is the perfect weight, the perfect size. It actually fits everything like a Kelly 35 or a large Peekaboo can, but on like a smaller footprint. I have the water snake handle and little zipper pulls and whatnot. It's a gorgeous bag. Again, it falls into like that bluey gray with silver hardware, so you know it's my favorite. And I also like that the handle, it's like on a spring, which is so unique. Also, the great thing too with this bag is when you open it up, it's called the .com because of the dot. And this was also released in 2016 when Fendi.com, like the website, not the handbag, was released. So originally when this came out, I think for like the first 6 months of this being in the Fendi lineup, you could only order it online. Like, it was an online exclusive. Sadly, I think this bag was discontinued after only 2 years, which is such a bummer because it's honestly one of my favorites. Anyway, with the .com, you can get the little pouch to come out and have a clutch. Super cool bag. I've actually had a couple of you message me on Instagram and like send me links like, should I add this one? Should I get this one? And always a yes. Always buy the Fendi.com if you can. It's like the perfect bag. So we're almost to the end of the year. We have 3 bags left. The next bag I added to my collection in October, and quite frankly, I had to work really hard for it. Not like super hard, but for my first time, I actually got one and I was super excited, but I added the Telfar medium shopper in highlighter green. This bag is such a vibe. I've actually been wanting to carry it lately, so I think I might add it to my rotation next week, but I absolutely love the size. I think with the Telfar shoppers, a lot of people complain about like the longer straps, but I mean, honestly, they're pretty useful. When you first open a Telfar bag, like they're all like, you know, like folded and wrinkled and whatnot, but once you train them to kind of like lay flat against the back, they're really not that annoying for a handhold. The interior also has a couple of pockets. You have the little magnetic holder here at the top to keep the bag closed. Honestly, it's a great size, holds everything you need. And being that it's just made of like that vegan leather, let's call it what it is, plastic, it holds up pretty well. I do have a nick on mine somewhere, but I think my ring just like caught it one day and I was like, oh shoot. So it's my fault, not Telfar. Anyway, if you can get one, get one. I have a whole video on like how I was able to secure mine. And Zane gave me a second one for my birthday this year. I got like a small silver one, which was super cute. Telfar, highly recommend. I've been really happy with this bag. Okay, so as you all know, October brings us up to one of the most iconic bags in my collection, something that I've worked literally years for. I mean, I saved for like 6 months, but I've been building up to this emotionally and mentally for many years. I've wanted one since I was like in high school, kid you not. And it is none other than, it's my dream bag, the Hermès Kelly 35 centimeter in Togo leather, blue jean with palladium hardware. It's perfect. I absolutely love this bag. I carried this through the city last weekend in my weekend vlog with Jamie and Zane, link again down below. Honestly, it's the perfect size, the 35. It's still thin, holds what you need without like being able to carry too much extra, and it's not as bulky as a Birkin. I mean, I still plan to get a Birkin no matter how bulky they are. I'm really happy that I started out with the Kelly first. I also have a sad, lonely Hermes Rio PM clutch in my collection. And funny story, speaking of blue jean, there was a Rio clutch on Fashion File in blue jean about a couple weeks ago, and I was this close to putting it in the car. Like, I even told Zane, and he was kind of like, oh, okay. So that's yes. And I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna put this in cart, just so you know. And then one of you commented down below that you just got the Hermes Rio clutch in blue jean. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that the one from Fashion File? Sure enough, we were looking at the same bag. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying your Rio PM. I just want to add more Hermes in general. Bolide, Lindy, Birkin, Rio, give them to me all. So now we're up to November. And we're at the 10th bag out of 10. Aren't you glad? I mean, you made it this far. Aren't you glad we didn't do all 29 bags? I am. Zane's thanking me. Didn't have to edit all that. Like, yeah. So the 10th bag and the second most recent addition to my collection, hefty, is none other than the Louis Vuitton Suhali Lingerie GM. I don't speak French, so sorry. I again have wanted this bag for several years. This collection came out in 2003. It's goatskin leather, Marc Jacobs' finest at his peak. I mean, this bag is perfection. I intend to get it in the plum, the white, the blue. Like, I want it in all iterations. I also want to add a few more of the Suhali bags. I already have the wallet I just shared with you guys. Like, Suhali is where it's at. I wish LV would kind of bring back another kind of like pinnacle collection like this. I know we have the Capucines, but I want like a whole collection of really premium stuff. And this goatskin leather has really held up over the last, I think this is a 2007. So I'm not doing the math. So thank you, Zane. That's how old it is. That is the most recent exciting addition to my collection, minus the Bleecker bag. I think that's it. Oh, I lied. I bought that Shearling Coach crossbody on the Thanksgiving vlog. See? That's how I forgot. I had 29. Originally, I was texting Quirky, Classics with a Quirk, and I'm like, so guess how many bags I bought last year? And I was like 26, and then it became 27, 28. Then I think 29 is the final number. Could be wrong. We'll find out. All right, guys. So those were 10 of my 29 additions to my bag collection from 2022. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Aren't you glad we didn't do all 29? I know I already said that, but now that we're here, we made it together. Aren't you glad we didn't see all 29? Like I am. Make sure to join me Wednesday for another fun, like sit down one-on-one, 10 a.m. Central Time. Also, my Vlogmas, I'm still doing the weekend vlogs every Friday, and this weekend we're gonna get up to some really festive stuff. So make sure to join us next Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time for a fun Vlogmas. Like I said, anything that I showed you today, review, unboxing, it's gonna take me a while to find it all, but it will be linked down in the description, obviously. And thank you for joining me today. I hope they are all having a wonderful festive holiday season here in the States or wherever you are. I will see you all on Wednesday. Until then, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.